You'll be on that wall. Right, big boy? Maybe you'll be on that wall.
First time here?
Yes.
I was nervous too, my first visit.
Are you a patient?
I was. Now I just come in for checkups. He's incredible. A gifted healer. Is this your little boy?
Yes.
Well, if he needs help, you've come to the right place.
Mrs. Slater?
Yes.
You can bring in your son now.
Okay, let's go, honey. Thank you for seeing me today.
Well, your case is of great interest to me. Oh, if you wouldn't mind switching that off when you're here. It allows us to focus completely on your son.
Yes. Of course. All right, get it. Okay. So, how did you hear about Spike?
Ah, well, you and your son have won yourselves quite a few admirers.
Why are you so sure that you can help him? And all of the other doctors said that his condition is irreversible.
I know, and Dr. Norton is a fine practitioner.
But he made a mistake? I mean, was his diagnosis wrong? Are there other tests that we could run?
Now, I don't doubt your son's diagnosis.
But on the phone, you said that you...
I would like to try to help you. But first, I need to examine your son, look over his records, and then I can give you some answers.
So you think it's possible that they made a mistake?
It's more likely a lack of vision. Simply because I agree with your son's diagnosis doesn't mean I believe in the same prognosis.
Thank God. I told them, I knew that there had to be something else that they could do.
Well, I can imagine how you felt when you got the news. Everyone around you encouraging you to adapt and move on to the next traditional step.
They want to do more surgery on Spike's skull. Cochlear implants.
And that's an option, but for me, it's always been the very last option.
I feel like it would be giving up. And that I am not ready to do.
So you're a fighter.
Yeah, when it comes to my son, absolutely.
Well, congratulations on being an advocate for your son's health.
It's just that Dr. Norton sounded so certain that surgery was the only way.
And I respect Dr. Norton immensely.
But sometimes you don't agree with him.
Or any doctor who believes that all cases are textbook cases. I don't believe in absolutes. 50 years ago, we had just discovered antibiotics. And now they are a standard course of care used to make people well throughout the world.
So you think that you can help my son?
Well, I don't promise miracles. But if you would care to examine my track record, I would be happy to take a look at Spike.
Okay. You want to look at a book? Come on, yeah, let's look at the book. Okay. All right. So these are all about former patients of yours?
Who were offered little or no hope.
Until they came to you.
May I?
So what do you think? I mean, after examining him.
Well, I can't guarantee a cure. Your son has been through a lot. Surgery, infections. There are a lot of toxins in his system.
But his hearing. I mean, you've helped other children. What about that 6-year-old, Alan Tufts from Boston?
I've had success regenerating some degree of response, yes.
But how? I mean, what did you do?
First, we have to get your little boy healthy. Herbal vitamins and a special diet.
Okay, and then?
My treatment is a combination of stimulation, acupressure, and keeping a watchful eye on his general health.
That's it?
It sounds simple, doesn't it? But this decision is a very big step, Mrs. Slater, not one to be taken lightly.
Well, I want you to explain it every step of the way.
Of course. These will help you get started. And if you agree with the plan, you have every right to be hopeful.
This is going to make you better, Spiky.
Hope, Mrs. Slater. Never underestimate the value of hope and faith in healing.
Everyone keeps saying to me can't and won't.
No, and that probably won't stop. I have to face that kind of negativity all the time.
How do you handle it?
I heal sick people. That's the best response I can give.
What do I tell Dr. Norton?
Well, I can promise you that the doctors you're seeing will try to discredit me. They don't mean any harm, and they do have your best intentions at heart. They do. As do I, but they're so quick to rush to judgment.
So, when do we get started?
Well, as soon as I can get Spike's medical records, and you need to educate yourself.
Yes, done and done.
Because your son's chances also depend on what kind of commitment you are willing to make.
You have no idea. I will devote myself to Spike's recovery completely.
I will count on that, Mrs. Slater.
There's something else you should know. I just had another baby. A little boy. He was born premature, and he's still in the hospital.
Oh, this must be enormously difficult for your family.
I haven't been able to spend enough time with him because I've been so worried about Spike. You ever feel like you're being pulled in half?
How's your support system?
We're very lucky.
And your husband, he's willing to go down this road with Spike?
I'm not so sure he'll be on board.
You absolutely have to talk to him about this. He does know you're here.
I mentioned you.
But this appointment, you told him about it.
Not exactly. He's got our other son to deal with.
Mrs. Slater, my treatment of your son can't be a secret between you and your husband. You will need his help.
Okay, but I don't want to fight with my husband right now. He's so worried about our other little boy.
As are you.
Yes, of course.
And as you said, you feel as though you're being pulled in two different directions.
What are you getting at?
This will only work for Spike if it is a team effort. You and I working together.
Yes, and I agreed.
Every ounce of your energy has to be on this child's recovery. You have to focus on this child. Can you do that?
I can and I will focus on Spike. And just so you know, I am totally cool with the whole organic thing. In fact, my company has just recently launched a whole line of all organic, all natural products.
As we become a more sophisticated society, we realize there are healthier ways to live.
Whatever the cost, I can give you a check.
Well, that won't be necessary. There is no charge.
That's very nice of you, but everyone needs to be paid for their work.
Well, I'm well funded by my foundation. It is our policy to accept every case, regardless of the patient's ability to pay.
But I'm willing, and I'm able. I'm very able.
In the future, if you think I've made a difference in your son's life, I would be glad to accept a donation from you. But for now, I have enough.
Okay, so when is our next appointment?
Well, I would like to see Spike at least twice a week.
Okay, not a problem.
And you'll need to cut all the interference out of his life. I suggest you check him out of the hospital, take him home, and let me know how Spike's father feels about all this.